What's up my people, you're in the place for Triple D Conversation. My name is Tristan Deves and today we're going to be talking about the banishing effect. Specifically looking at Gizmek's special ability to mill cards through your deck to be able to special summon himself and get that extra dark on the field that you need either for destruction or for extending your combo. With this PK package, we are focusing on our Xyz monsters. These are the best monsters that we have in the deck. Otherwise, we're looking at stuff like our generic links, we're looking at just the recursion monsters, or even so the spell and trap negates, and they just aren't good enough. So for me, I'm focusing on these Xyz and I'm chucking the rest of them out of it. We do not want them for this. So once you kind of look at the Xyz, you kind of go, okay, which one is the strongest? And without a doubt, if you can get LiQWYD onto the field on your opponent's turn, this one is fantastic. It stops your opponent for the entire turn. It's basically a calamities. If you can get Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon on during your own turn or during your opponent's turn, instantly it does amazing, because all you need to do with an Ultimate Falcon is switch into it whenever your monster is being targeted and boom, can't be affected by card effects. They've wasted their monsters, they've wasted their traps, they've wasted their effects. Straight up amazing. But the one that I'm focusing on today is number 92, the Heart-eartH Dragon. Again, I do like it because it's a ghost rare. The main reason is because the crazy high attack it gets when you have the banishing effect. So that's what we're focusing on today, and what we're going to be utilizing for that is our Gizmeks. Now this is a whole new deck profile that once again, I just love building my deck, I just love changing it up and love just making it different every single time I play around with it. So Gizmek Hawkeye is a brand new card that I'm kind of playing around with, and it's actually not half bad. If you look into what this card does, straight up banishes 8 monsters, and as soon as you banish the 8 monsters, you instantly have a card special summon to the field. So that's all you need to do. Once you've got the card special summon to the field, you basically have the ability to have an extra dark on the field, you have an extra PK just jump out of nowhere, and your opponent can't see it coming. The only downside with this is we don't have the ability for any negates beforehand because this deck is not good enough. The current meta is still ruining us. Every time we try to play a game, we end up just getting hand trapped, and there needs to be something done about that. What can we do about that, you might ask? Absolutely nothing, because that's the way the game plays. Konami has been doing this for years, and quite frankly, we've had enough. But that being said, we do have alternatives. I've decided to play a new tech piece, Herald of the Arclight. It does allow itself to be tributed to stop a monster effect. So it can stop things like Ash, it can stop things like Nibiru. However, once again, it's pretty cool, but we don't need it. Because at the end of the day, Nibiru, if we do get Nibiru, we have the ability for recursion, which most decks don't have. Now if we do get an OTK from that Nibiru, we are kind of screwed. However, we're not going to get OTK because we're DDDs in the first place. So let's start this deck off, let's start this profile off, and let's see where it goes. So what I want to show you today is we're going to start off with our Gizmek, we're going to start off with a Lamia. We're also going to check out a nice piece of candy of Swell Slime. And you know what, we might as well just drop in a Copernicus just in case. So the reason we're having these cards is because we're checking for the milling effect. Now, we obviously, when we're milling with the Gizmek, we have to be careful because our pieces are going to get milled. But these cards alone, they allow you to set up your play. They won't allow you to activate your effects straight away, and you will have to waste 1 rank up magic, and that kind of sucks because the only way to use your rank up magic is by using LiQWYD's effect once, destroying 1 rank up magic, setting another one for your opponent's turn to then react to it. Now, reacting to your own LiQWYD destruction effect is kind of okay, but if you are just going for that Heart-eartH Dragon play, you don't want to go for the Ultimate Falcon, then you can do this combo. And it does make a lot of sense because you end up on 13k afterwards, due to the fact that you're milling 8 to the banished face down so you can see them, and you're also banishing a lot of your own cards anyway. Now what I'll do as well is I'll suggest getting rid of the Savage Copernicus and instead switching it in just for the time being, and you're going to want to go for a Contract with the Gate. The reason you want Contract with the Gate is because you want something to get Lamia banished as well, gives you that extra damage, and it also gives you this to the grave so you don't have to worry about burning your own rank up magic launch, because instead you can activate it for the bring back of the Dark Contract with the Gate. So let's start this off nice and simple. We're going to set and activate the Dark Contract with the Gate. It's going to give us that Copernicus to hand. Once we've got Copernicus to hand, we're going to go for a fusion summon. So Lamia and Swirl Slime to the grave. Going to fusion summon for our Flame King Genghis here. Straight away on the Flame King Genghis, we're going to use the Swirl Slime, special summon 7 Copernicus, trigger effect, sending a Necro Slime to grave. Necro Slime is going to be in the grave, whilst that 7 Copernicus is going to trigger Flame King Genghis, bringing back your Lamia. From this, we're simply going to go for a Lamia and Flame King Genghis. We're then going to get ourselves a nice cheeky little Gust King Alexander. We're then going to go for the generic fusion summon, as we always do, to the banished, and we're going to get our Flame High King Genghis. That's going to trigger Gust King Alexander's effects, bringing back the Lamia and Gust King Alexander together for that Curse King Siegfried. Now, if you haven't followed my channel already, you're not going to know what we're going to be doing next, but if you have, we're going to know that on the summon of Curse King Siegfried, Flame High King Genghis is going to special summon Lamia from the graveyard, and then we're going to go for a special summon of Gizmek. By doing this, we have to banish 8 to the grave. Once we've got 8 to the grave, we're going banished. Once we've got 8 to the banished, we're going to then have these 3 straight away go for our good old friend Bardiche. Bardiche will activate its effect, sending Silent Boots to grave and grabbing us a rank up magic launch. Then we're going to banish those Silent Boots, grabbing another rank up magic launch, provided it hasn't already been banished. And once we've done so, it's going to be placed back. We're then going to go for a nice Kali Yuga, because it really doesn't matter what state we play this in. And then we're going to go for a special summon back of Lamia for the contract, turn it into a Karibo to get an extra banish in that banish zone so we have more damage. And then we're going to go for a send to the grave for that contract to be set. And then at this point, if it's your first turn, you're just going to carry on first turn as normal. But if it's not your first turn, go and swing and hit them for 3.5 or 2.1 and, you know, cheeky little 300. Why not? Once it's your opponent's turn, you're not going to do anything. You're just going to sit back, fold your arms and relax. The reason being is because why bother? You have to wait until your opponent does something before you activate any effects. Now, it's nice and all to have this rank up magic launch set, but you don't want to do anything too eager. You want to wait until your opponent's decided to trigger something. So to start off with, you're going to see what they do. You're going to see if they place any spells, you're going to see if they place any traps. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be responding to them. You want this to be a responsive match, but you don't want to straight up beat them. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be waiting either until they've ended their main phase, or until they've done their combo in the main phase, or even you're going to wait until that battle phase. Once they've entered the battle phase per se, you're going to trigger a quick effect, and activate your effects, send to the grave, go for the combo. But if, for example, you don't want to be going for the battle phase because it's too early, you're going to wait until they target Kali Yuga. Once they target Kali Yuga, then you're going to quick effect, switch into a new monster, boom, we now have our Heart-eartH Dragon. Simple as that. And once you've got your Heart-eartH Dragon, you can pop whatever monster they were going for their battle phase anyway. So you have the ability to do so while still having a rank up magic launch in hand. Now, when it does come back to your turn, and believe me it will, you can then go ahead and set your rank up magic launch. If you don't want to set it, keep it in your hands because you can still quick effect activate it regardless of whether it's on the field or not. So you have the ability here to just set it. You also have the ability to pop your own Heart-eartH Dragon, which is going to give yourself a nice 13,000k of damage. But I tend to prefer to just keep Heart-eartH Dragon during your opponent's end phase. You can simply wipe their board of monsters, banishing them completely. I do believe that Waking the Dragon would be a perfect addition to this combo. The reason being is because you can have extra plays in your Exceed zone. Say we didn't have LiQWYD because he's out of here. We use Rusty Bardiche, and instead of Rusty Bardiche popping other cards, we've got a special summon of an Exceed monster right here. It's going to activate Rusty Bardiche's effects, popping another card on field. So you could do that constantly. You could even pop Heart-eartH Dragon whilst having Ultimate Falcon set to the field. You've just popped Heart-eartH Dragon, boom, straight back. You have a 13k hitter, you have a 3,500 hitter. You also have the ability to just straight up beast over them. Even if you do get Raigekis, you still have your 3,500. If you don't get Raigekis and you don't have Ultimate Falcon, and instead you just had your materials, you've detached them all because you've decided to end your opponent's battle phase multiple times now, or you've popped your own Heart-eartH Dragon. You then get targeted by another card effect on Heart-eartH Dragon. You simply go rank up magic launch, see you later, can't be affected by card effects. So not only did you have that 13k attacker, but now you have the 3500 one, which is pretty dope. There is a different way to do it. You can attack your opponent during their phase against any of their monsters and they take the battle damage. Or if you were to be destroyed for whatever reason due to a card effect, you could still go for this way. Likewise, if it wasn't the Heart-eartH Dragon that you chose to go for, because even though you had a crazy high amount of banished monsters, you instead went for King of all Calamities, you've used all the effects, you want to be attacking during your battle phase, activating the rank up magic launch after the battle damage has gone through, switching into Ultimate Falcon, and then boom, you can attack again for another 3500, which will end the turn. So I hope that was all good today. I know I've been shooting quick snippets at you guys, but I'm trying to get these combos across as fast as possible so I'm keeping your attention. I do want your kind of comments and your thoughts on what to do next. I want to know kind of what sort of things I should be incorporating. Maybe whether Waking the Dragon is even a good card to put in a deck like this, or maybe if it's just a waste. I do feel like having the recursion effects of some of the Triple D monsters, even bringing out your Gilgamesh, or just another Flame Hiking Genghis, or even Satellite Warrior. You know what, screw it, bring out a Formula Synchron. Why not? Herald of the Arclight, boom, you got it. Just being able to have these extra cards onto the field just because you've had Waking the Dragon destroyed due to your opponent's card effects. You know what, go for it. Like, lots of people are worried about these Mystic Mine formats that I've seen more and more people go from combo decks to back row destruction. And if they're going to go for back row destruction, let's start bringing stuff back that's going to give us the advantage. Now, obviously, Waking the Dragon is anecdotal. It doesn't always work the same way. People are going to see it coming, but you can always side it in game 1 or game 2, and then you can decide what you want to do with it. So it's one of those, you know, you don't have to do it, you can do it, it really doesn't matter. But that's all I got today, guys. I hope you had a good one, and have a great day.